Hey. Alright, so better play some Call of Duty. Call of Duty.
I'm everything that I said I'd be, everything that I bet I'd be. All the kids that I grew up with, they see me out and congratulate me. Couple of them just graduated, couple of them done had a baby. But all of them look at my life and say that's amazing. I say thank you like 20 times, try to talk about something else, reminisce on some funny time. Truthfully, I'm not comfortable with getting all the praise. Even more when y'all get to drinking and start telling me all the things that you really think. Like what I should have done differently, what you think of my energy, the downsides that come with being friends with me. I can tell you think this the realest that anybody's ever been with me. But luckily I got PG, and luckily I keep them with me. I keep it humble so you can have a good time. I keep it light so you can have a little shine. And I sleep at night just fine.
This Holger, I don't know what it is with this Holger build.
I like how you got the vocals. Just make them like a little less harsh. That's the only thing. But it's in that good world.
Holger build. It's just a freaking theme, man, you know?
Once people lose touch with you, they start to hate you, start to show you their true nature, start to be the ones in the comments that's talking about you like you a stranger, talking about you like y'all didn't have class together, talking like you're not humble now or you acting better, speaking on the things you've done that they haven't ever. I play the game, you watch the game like Adam Shepard. I created this added pressure. I'm the one that made Jack get better. Tone it down, I could never. All the hates caught all the hate. All the rappers I love most at one point got called a fake. Everybody seem to know the song that I ought to make, know the route that I ought to take. I put too much work in to just call it fate. But I keep it humble so you can have a good time. I keep it light so you can have a little shine. And I sleep at night, I keep it light so I try to be kind. Now I'm speaking my mind.
I told your brother this, I'm gonna tell you this. This is probably advice I give it to you frequently, and probably will continue to give it to you frequently.
Enemy soldier incoming. Gear up fast, we're about to get evil. Enemies dropping into the AO.
That could have been bad.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Enemy soldier incoming. Playtime's over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone. Resurgence. Survive and your team can redeploy. Eliminate targets to bring them back faster.
Let's land here!
The first game on that happens. Oh my fucking god, dude. The first game on. What is wrong with... What is wrong with Call of Duty? Like, I don't understand it. What the fuck is wrong with Call of Duty? What did they do to their game? 'Cause that was the first game on too. That wasn't like anything crazy. That was the first game on, not the fucking last game on. Good God, what's going on here? Did the stream crash? Did the stream crash? Oh, it's the stream's fucking fine, but oh my god, that was the first game. So irritating. Turn everything off. Test manager right now. Any app that's running that shouldn't be. I'm fucking doxing right there. I'm doxing any app that should not be on right now. I was just flying in. I don't understand that. Like, at all whatsoever. Probably already dead with this fucking body ass team, but dude, oh my god. That was the first.
Your squad mates redeploying. Well done. Good work.
I'm fading here.
You got a loadout drop inbound.
Probably all had.
Oh shit!
Get ready. You're redeploying. You've got reinforcements inbound. Your squad mates redeploying. Well done. Enemies. Target down. Marking the rest of them.
Pinche campero de mierda, no te da vergüenza.
And we located the rest of them. Drop points marked. Double XP deployed. Enemies are dropping it. God. A deserter left your squad. We'll redeploy you faster to make up for it. Your squad mate's back on station. Good work.
Marking enemy.
I'm gonna leave it. I kind of ruined
returning you to the front. Earn this. Heads up, fog's incoming. Visibility will be affected.
Around!
Yeah. Good, right? Freaking- Whoa.
Gas is inbound. They hit us hard that time. Let's regroup and get back up there, yep?
I don't even want to go back to that game. First game. It's a random sound on there. That's 65 degrees.
Anybody got a mic? Anybody got a mic?
Oh my god, echo.
Anyone? Anyone? Delaney, put down his diaper. Delaney, put down his diaper.
I want to mute the kid, bro. I'm muting that shit. I want to hear that.
Somebody go on. Come here.
Check your gear and weapons. We'll be deploying shortly. Enemies dropping into the area.
I know you. Yeah. Yeah.
We're headed to the war zone. Get geared up and stand by.
I'm like, well, I did the best I could. So never give up, never what? Fuck this game. Fuck that game.
Spider-Man, how about the prison? Catch your body, then hit up the jeweler. I got 20 blue tips in a Ruger. Back then used to block out the Uber over scooter.
Is that supposed to be?
You're going to clean this place until it looks better than when you arrived. Then you will leave and never come back.
Or what?
You've done quite well, son of Dragon.
I got two hands on that bitch, I won't double back. I got that cookie, a double wrap. I got gelato and Cuban tobacco. I popped a new bottle and blew out tobacco. I act like a wacko, I smell like I'm chewing on you and don't know what to do with the goo. You a slimy ass nigga, you drip like a garbage bag. Try me, I'll always pull up with a barber. Built like an armory, niggas got no chance of harming me. Smoke up a garden, G, I think it harmed me. I am not rare, my pen is too far to see, bitch, and we kick it. No way you say not a weed, or the pop in a bottle, we pop.
たかがブロック1本、たかが25点中の1点、たかが部活。もしもその瞬間が来たら、これがお前がバレエにハマる瞬間だ。
I don't know how they scream like that, man. Yeah, some random shit make it sound like.
This might be the best animation I've seen.
You guys react to everything.
I do not dance or jiggy. Gonna suck none of this.
You know what? Last time I did that shit, I legitimately got like my video taken, my whole stream taken down, which was like very annoying. Let me get into my other account. I'll control. Log into what this page looks
Fine reason why. My little brother Ollie lives in the basement. My parents forced my brother to live in a dog cage. Today I found out the horrifying reason.
Before we go into that, let's see what these buttons are. So scene 2 is control. Okay, there you go.
My parents forced my brother to live in a dog cage. Today I found out the horrifying reason why. My little brother Ollie lives in the basement. He's never allowed out. Mom says if he escaped it would be the end of us. She says that a lot. I was too young to remember when Ollie was born, but I know something bad happened to my sister and that's why we keep him in a cage. I just never could have imagined the horrifying truth my parents have been hiding from me about my brother. I go downstairs to feed him 3 times a day. Sometimes he's really angry. He'll even slam against the bars and try to escape. Other times he's just sad. I think Ollie likes me. Whenever my parents are busy and I'm sure they won't find out, I stay in the basement to play. There's a ball and he really likes it when we toss it back and forth. I never get too close to the cage though. Mom would be furious if she caught me doing that. Mom gets angry a lot. This one time while I was playing in the basement, I heard her come home early and had to run upstairs super fast. Ollie got upset because playtime was cut short. Mom heard him scream and made a face. She said if the neighbors heard, people would ask questions, which might lead to them finding out what he was, which would lead to them letting him out of his cage because they don't understand, and that would be the end of us. Mom. Mom gets scared sometimes too.
I'm still kind of confused with the context.
Like when the spirits come. When the spirits come, me, her, and Dad hold hands and light a candle and pray until it's safe. Even though I'm not supposed to look, sometimes I do. This one time I saw a shadow floating across the wall, except it was thicker than a shadow, and it got really, really close. Mom and Dad both said they could feel an overpowering hatred and smell death, but I couldn't. I just squeezed my eyelids and lied and said I felt it too. One time when Mom and Dad were away, I heard Ollie cry. He was really loud. Even though I'd already fed him, I went downstairs to check he was okay. When the lights flicked on, Ollie pushed himself against the bars. He was crying a lot, and his cheeks were all shiny and wet. I think he felt extra lonely that day, and since I didn't think he'd hurt me, I got close to the cage. I went slowly, shuffling my feet, holding one arm out. Ollie pushed his arm past the bars. He just wanted some company, I think, and I could understand why. There's times when I get sad and need a hug to feel better. All of a sudden, we were holding hands. He didn't attack or try to hurt me, so I used a broom to get the key off the wall and let him out of his cage. But then, as we ran around the room giggling and playing, I heard someone scream at the top of the stairs. It was Mom. She came down and threw Ollie back into his cage and locked it. Then she dragged me into the kitchen where we prayed quietly until Dad got home. After Mom explained what happened, Dad looked super angry and I was really scared. Dad said it brought him shame to have such a sinful daughter who disobeyed her parents' instructions. He said my sister succumbed to sin too, and that's why Ollie is such a monster, and why if they didn't hide him it would be the end of us. Then he said I had to be purged of evil spirits just like my sister, and then he started preparing for the ritual. On the second night of the ritual, my tummy and throat were sore from being so thirsty, but Dad wouldn't let me climb down from the altar to have a juice box. It was my fault for letting Ollie out of his cage to play. I started feeling really dizzy, like I was falling asleep, and the smell of blood was making me sick. But whenever I told Dad, he just prayed even harder. The only times Mom left was to go feed Ollie, who wouldn't stop crying. I think it was because he missed me. I didn't know how to purge myself from sin, so I just kept my head bowed and prayed along with Dad. Eventually, he climbed up onto the altar and said, "Do you repent?" I do. Truly? Yes. Swear never to disobey my orders again? I swear. Right as I said it, he looked at the ceiling. It made me confused until I heard something move around upstairs. I thought maybe Ollie escaped from his cage, but then Dad's face got super pale and I realized the spirits were back. He unhooked me, then pulled me off the altar and onto the floor in a circle with him and Mom. Then he lit a candle and said, "Pray harder than you've ever prayed before." I did. The sounds moved around. I heard things get knocked off the walls and floorboards groan. At one point, Mom started to cry and Dad got really mad. He grabbed her hair bun and screamed, "Just pray." The door suddenly swung open and this huge gust of wind blew against us. I almost tipped over. Mom's hand started trembling. I peeked open my right eye and saw she was crying. The candle was out too. My parents' breath started fogging up even though mine didn't. And then the shadow was there. I wasn't scared though. Mom's voice sounded like she had something stuck in her throat when she said, "I can feel evil. It's here. Shut up and keep praying." Dad replied, "It's so close, we should shut up and pray." We prayed for what felt like a super duper long time. And then the room settled. Dad got up to check the house. Mom cried into her hands until he came back and said there was work to be done. Mom gave me water and then made me sweep up glass. In the upstairs hallway, all the pictures of my parents were smashed. When Mom saw that, she closed her eyes really hard. After that, they made
The psychedelic episode. I'm pretty sure the ritual is when they have psychedelic episodes. Because you see, he said he smelled blood. You can't smell blood. Like, you're not supposed to be able to actually smell the as well as him feeling tired. I guess you could say during the ritual, and him getting a headache, kind of feeling dizzy. I think he also mentioned that like he wasn't afraid during the praying. I'm guessing the effects wore off for him because he would always, or the effects would wear off for him, but it would still be an effect for the parents. I guess they would do it after he did. And that's when it'd be like, oh, I can feel like, oh,
Made me feed Ollie, and he was very upset. I could understand why. We hadn't played together for a while. Over the next few days,
I don't know what Ollie did, but man, it's crazy.
the spirit came back a lot. I'd hear a noise in the corner of my room at night or see a shadow dance along the wall. I sometimes followed it around and even tried to talk to it. I asked why it kept coming back and whether it wanted to be friends. It had never been around so much before. One time after Mom and Dad fell asleep, it led me toward the basement. It wanted me to go comfort Ollie, I think, but I was too scared. If Mom and Dad caught me, I'd get cleansed again. For a while, even when he wasn't praying, Dad would just sit by the altar concentrating super hard, until eventually he called us into the kitchen. The spirit keeps won't leave because of Ollie. Ollie? Mom asked. He nodded. Sin attracts dark spirits. But we purged Bridget. We purged Bridget for succumbing to sin, but Ollie was born of that sin. The only way to make the spirits leave is to purge him too. Mom nodded, but I was really scared. I loved Ollie and he loved me. I had to stand up for him. No, Ollie is good. You always say if he escaped it would be the end of us, but when Dad stood and slammed his fist against the table. Damn it, I've already lost one child. Do I have to lose another? I flinched. As he circled the table and stood over me, he seemed to grow bigger. Ollie must be cleansed. We'll begin the ritual at dawn. He grabbed me in Mom's hands. Let's pray. That night I couldn't sleep. I didn't want Ollie to go through the ritual. He was my brother. Suddenly the pictures began to spin on my walls. I sat up and rubbed my eyes. The shadow was back. I said, I can't go with you. Mom and Dad would punish me. Then I rolled over. The room suddenly got very warm. When I looked around, the shadow was floating over my bed. It sort of looked like a figure. And when it came close, I felt something gently stroke my cheek. It reminded me of when me and Ollie cuddled that time I let him out of the cage. I got up and followed the shadow. It led me down the hall where the door to my parents' room slowly creaked open. Mom and Dad's breath fogged up as the shadow got close to their bed. It was guiding me to the key hanging from the bedpost. Tiptoeing across the room, I swiped the key, went into the basement, and unlocked Ollie's cage. When he woke up, he started crying. It made me really frightened. If our parents heard, I hugged Ollie to calm him down. Then, carrying him toward the front door, he began to fidget, causing me to stumble forward. He banged his elbow and squealed. My stomach twisted as I scooped him up and begged him to be quiet. But it was too late. Dad and Mom were already up. Dad charged down the stairs, Mom just a few steps behind. I ran into the other room and hid beneath the altar, but Ollie wouldn't stop crying. Mom found us and said, now we have two sinful children, two little monsters. If either of you got loose, it would be the end of us. I held Ollie close, thinking we were both about to get purged. But then something really weird happened. The shadow morphed. It became a person who wasn't there, standing between me and my parents. The person who wasn't there moved toward them. After a few seconds, Mom screamed so loud I thought her throat was gonna burst. Both she and Dad fell to their knees and prayed. There was a noise like whispers. The person who wasn't there became more solid. My parents prayed even louder, and the person became even more solid. Soon it was almost like a regular person. It looked like my mom, only younger. It was older than me though. Mom and Dad both prayed and cried on their hands and knees. Soon cracks opened on the walls, and the floor was shaking so much I nearly tripped. The lady looked back and smiled at me. There was another gust of wind which broke the front door off its hinges, so I turned and ran.
Oh, he already okay. So he said he already lost one child, meaning that I'm guessing that's okay. That's that child.
To the hall, and as I did, both my parents screamed. I looked back and saw them both hooked onto the altar. Their screams got higher and higher, and then I heard something wet splatter inside the house. I think they stopped to get a drink of water because they were both super quiet after that. Maybe their throats got sore? After following the lane down to the end of the road, I carried Ollie along in the cold rain until a set of headlights lit us up. A man and a lady climbed out of a car and rushed over asking if we were okay. I said we'd had to run away. Otherwise, our parents would have made us undergo the ritual. The lady and the man looked at each other, then took us into their car and threw a warm blanket over us. The lady promised to take us somewhere safe. Then she gave us some food and a juice box. It made me sad to leave Mom and Dad behind, but I had to rescue Ollie. I gave him a cuddle to let him know everything was okay, and then cuddled me back before falling asleep nested between my arms. My parents forced my brother to live in a dog cage.
I'm invested. I'm too far invested right now. $10.15.
Should not have subscribed to my girlfriend's OnlyFans. I should not have subscribed to my girlfriend's OnlyFans. I work at a gay conversion. My parents forced my brother to live in a dog cage. I work at a gay conversion camp. I'm an 8th grade teacher.
There's no part 2? Wait, what? This one right here. There's no part 2 to it, it looks like, so it's fine. Well, this is what it is. Let's go to the next video. I mean, that's not hard because, like, the service area of this one, this is an actual, like, what do they call that? Fucking a handle, you know? That's a handle of beer, you know what I mean? That's not gonna go anywhere at all. But this one here, the cup, small service area. This is some weird shit. Let's watch this. Creepy stuff.
From your human bonds. Calypso. When the Brethren Court first imprisoned you, who was it that told them how? Who was it that betrayed you? Name him! Davy Jones. This is it! This is it!
What in the Rewatch Parts franchise? Aren't those the same crabs? Yeah.
Calypso! I come before you as but a servant, humble and contrite. I have fulfilled my vow. I now ask your favor. Spare myself, me ship, me crew, but unleash your fury upon those who dare pretend themselves your masters or mine.
If you think someone is lying to you, remain silent. If you think someone is lying to you, remain silent and keep eye contact after they're done talking. They will keep on explaining the things which will probably lead them to tell the truth. Here's some manipulation facts you can use in your favor. Do not overuse the last one. If you want to make people feel insecure, look at the root of their hair. A malware app is probably spying your phone activity right now to steal your bank information. Check it by clicking on the share button and then more. If an unknown app shows up, delete it immediately. Some studies show that people born in months with 31 days are more manipulative. Comment what month were you born. To disarm someone criticizing you, smile and say, "Thank you. I appreciate your honesty." When you're trying to convince someone, make sure you're standing and the other person is seated. It makes the person more likely to believe you. If you want something from someone, just ask for more than what you want. When they deny it, just ask for what you wanted in the first place. They will more likely accept your second request because
Ooh, I'm gonna use that.
it's lower than the first one. Salesmen use this trick all the time. Liking this video and following me will make you smarter.
Now I know this is a survival video, but I have a very important rule I live by. I don't mind being cold, I don't mind sleeping on the ground, and I don't mind being hungry. But I only do one of those things at a time. So tonight, I'm eating like a king. All right, we got down to the ground and cleared out a section about the size of a queen mattress. Looks pretty good. It's gotta be hard, well-draining soil. You've got frozen mud, standing water, ice, any of that stuff, you gotta change spots. You're not gonna last if you try to sleep in the mud or sleep on the ice. A little bit more slope than I'd like, but I'll take it. Ooh, that is gonna go quick. The heat from this is intense. It's hard to stand next to this thing. We've got to thaw the ground out. If we sleep on warm, dry ground, it'll make all the difference in the world. So I've got to build a massive fire, and I got to keep it going for a long time. The fire's done a great job thawing the ground out and pushing the walls and the shelter back, but we're getting water pooling up here and here. Now hopefully once the ground gets a little more thawed, that water will just go straight down and won't be a problem. But if we can't get rid of that standing water, I'm going to have to make a raised bed, and that's going to be a lot of work. All right, got a little sleeping platform to keep me out of the mud, and it's a little bit softer than the ground. The wood bends a little bit. Got this just in case it starts to snow really bad tonight. I can throw my blanket over the top and use it like a tarp.
That's smart as shit, to be honest. Man, okay, it's taking over a beach. I'm watching this.
High school class. A young girl once sat in her high school class, bored out of her mind. She leaned her hand on her cheek and looked outside, trying to find anything of interest to make the time pass. She then, suddenly, saw a blue bird fly and sit on a branch of a nearby tree. The bird was so beautiful that the girl spoke out loud, loud enough for the entire class to hear. A blue bird. The entire class fell silent. Her teacher looked at her in dismay and shook, tears welling in her eyes. "What did you just say? A bluebird?" the girl repeated. Receiving a collective, shocked gasp from the entire class, the teacher cried out, marched over to the girl, pulled her up by her wrist and dragged her towards the principal's office. Once there, she was told to tell the principal what she had just dared to utter in class. "A bluebird," the girl repeated once more, watching as the principal's expression contorted into a serious one from his usual jovial look. He stared at the girl, distraught, before reaching over to grab his phone and call someone. "I've called your mother. Our school cannot allow such actions to happen without consequences. You are expelled. Please leave my office." Now even more confused than before, should that be possible, the girl stood up, fetched her backpack, and ran home. Her mother certainly...
But bluebird, comment here. I searched a bluebird meaning, and only got positive results. So why did she go to jail? Comments say bluebird was a forbidden word. No, she ate. Maybe she died. Huh? Secret staycation. She saw a bluebird. Everyone hated her for. That's what I'm saying. Like, there are so many assumptions right here of what bluebird actually means.
certainly could explain to her what was going on. Once home, a grim sight waited for her at her doorstep. It was her mother, in tears, with luggage on her side. "Tell me, my daughter, Tell me what you said. Her demands rang in the girl's ears as for the first time she spoke hesitantly. A bluebird, the mother cried out in heartbreak and sorrow, pushing the luggage towards her daughter. She wept openly and walked inside. Never return on my doorstep. I have never been more ashamed of you, and will deny you being my daughter. I loved you. Shaken, the girl ignored the luggage her mother had packed for her and ran off crying. She ran and she ran until she was met with a police officer. She tried to plead him for his help, but the policeman just lowered his hat to
Some Italian dunkers. Okay, Italian dunkers. That's a some deja vu from high school. Wasn't some nostalgia food right there. Let's see. Police officer usually wear blue uniforms, right? Just found a blue person. The house probably was, I'm guessing, maybe the school. What have to do with the bluebird, though? Guess you got expelled for saying bluebird. Maybe it was one of those birds, like a national treasure bird, like a national animal. For a country that might have been against this one. I'm not sure. Big possibility. Her saying she's one. It's probably like insulting to them in a sense. Let's see. Another reason for her mom kicking her out of the house for saying bluebird.
cover his eyes and spoke somberly. Young lady, we received a report on something serious. Would you be so kind as to follow me to the station? The girl,
A murder, maybe.
obliged, followed the policeman, and once at the station told her story. Surely the police would be willing to help her. A bluebird, she once more repeated, her words sullening the look on the policeman's face. A call happened, and she was thrown to jail to wait for a trial. During the night, the girl cried herself to sleep, wondering what had the bird done to her. Come dawn, come duck, cycle repeating for some time until she was finally brought to justice. The judge, sitting high on his seat of judgment, pointed his gavel at the girl and demanded, "Tell me what you are guilty of. Eat a bluebird." The girl confessed, the judge, the jury, and the audience gasping in terror. The judge looked at the girl with anger. After the jury's verdict, the judge rumbled, "Such atrocities, I hereby sentence..."
Wait, so if you eat a bluebird, hold up. I think you guys pay a fine of 10 bands, man. That's it. I don't know. That's for the U.S. if you eat the eagle. So I don't know.
Sentence you to rot in prison for the rest of your life. A gavel slam later, the girl was whisked away, never to be seen by the public eye again. The girl was taken to a maximum security prison on an island, now miserable and hopeless. All this for seeing a bird? In her sadness, she didn't notice a fellow prisoner sneaking next to her. Are you the girl? The one to say what was once forbidden? The girl nodded. her once enthusiastic tone now low and listless. "Bluebird." "I knew it," the prisoner exclaimed, now pulling the girl closer to whisper in her ear. "I can help you. There is a man who can help you and explain everything." For the first time in ages, the girl's expression lightened. "Truly. Now listen carefully," the prisoner began. "You must escape this prison and take the route to the nearest city. From there, you take the third exit to the left and continue on until you see a bush of blueberries on the left side of the road surrounded by forest. Go to the bush, eat 3 berries, and dive through the forest. Once deep enough, you'll find a blue rock. Turn left, then you should find a blue road and follow it all the way to the end. Once there, you will find a blue man and he will help you." The girl listened intently, and together with her first ally in a long time, devices and escape plan, and all went accordingly. She slipped through vents, undetected and unseen, and managed to shake any pursuers off her trail. She sought out the route, turned when needed, and found the blueberry bush. She ate the berries and pushed through the thick shrubbery. She finally found the blue rock.
I mean, like, would you really trust someone? I don't know, man. If she was in school, she's gotta be young. Like, maybe like in her 20s at least.
And boy, was it blue, strikingly colored like midnight sky, unmissable. She turned left and cried out in joy when she saw the blue road like the prisoner had told her. Excited and full of hope, she sprinted down the road, hoping that her ordeal would finally come to an end. But what she found at the end shook her to her core. Before her, at the edge of the forest, was a village, and the village was blue. All blue. The houses, roads, trees, ground, and clouds were all blues. Hesitantly, slightly scared and confused, she made her way further in. The village was beautiful, but empty. No sign of life or the blue man anywhere. She decided to knock on the doors of the houses, but received no answer. At the 5th door, she brazenly decided to open the door and let herself in. Calling out to any residents, she stared at the blue walls, the blue cabinets, the blue plants. Not a single shade of anything else. Still adamant on finding the blue man, she made her way to the 2nd floor, hoping to find what she was seeking. She looked inside all of the rooms, but found no one. Until finally, she caught movement outside of the window. She rushed to the window, pressing her hands on the glass, and to her joy, she saw a person. And not just any person, a man, dressed in nothing but blue. Even his skin was a shade of blue. She gasped in relief, watching as the man crossed the street towards another house opposite of the one the girl was in. Afraid that she might miss her chance, she rushes down the stairs and out of the door, now watching the man closer than before. The man even turned around, opening his mouth to say something to the girl as she ran as fast as her legs carries her over the street. She was finally going to be free. She was finally going to learn what she had been doing wrong. She would finally get her life back. Bloober, a loud crash halted the girl's words in the middle of her sentence. A blue car, driving down the street separating her and the blue man, had not been able to brake in time when the girl had sprinted on the street out of blue. She died there, on the blue road, bleeding out blue. Always look both ways before crossing the street. A young girl...
I found a picture of my mother in a 300-year-old book.
That was an odd video. This one right here is Pewdinator. I found a picture of my mother in a 300-year-old book, and now I'm convinced I'm going to be unalive tomorrow.
I'm now convinced I'm going to be dead tomorrow. This is a 300-year-old book, the librarian told me. Please don't damage it in any way, otherwise you will be in all sorts of trouble. I will be back in half an hour to collect it. I hope you find what you need. I looked down at the book and saw that written in green ink were the words, Creatures and Beasts. The title was in the center of the cover, and underneath the words was a small image of what looked like a red dragon. I admired the artwork for a moment before carefully opening the book. I carefully lifted each page and placed it down gently, not wanting to damage it and getting Mrs. Poole in trouble. I looked through the many pages of the book, each one with a different painting of a creature, which underneath had a paragraph explaining what the creature was and where it could be found. I looked through the pages trying to find the 3 that I wanted to write about. I read about the Bone Fairy from Scotland, the Tree Walker from Canada, and the Sky Dweller from India, all of which I found interesting, but I couldn't find enough about them to write about them in my report. I kept on turning the pages of the book, and when I turned the page and read the words, The Alluring Harpy, and that was when I saw it. The Alluring Harpy was a winged woman that had long claws at the end of her arms. She was wearing a light purple dress with her wings sprouting out the back of it. She had a seductive smile and eyes that looked inviting. It looked like the sort of creature you would find in a book about ancient mythical creatures, and normally I wouldn't think anything of it, but there was something about this picture. The face of the harpy was the face of my mother. I don't mean they looked similar or bared a resemblance. I mean they looked exactly identical. I was looking at a painting of my mother. I sat staring at the photo for maybe a minute or two, but my stare was broken when Mrs. Poole returned and said to me, "I'm really sorry, but I'm going to have to return that book now. The curator is here and I can get into a lot of trouble for allowing you to read this book." She then went to grab the book off of the table and return it. I hadn't read about the Alluring Harpy yet, and so I quickly begged Mrs. Poole to give me one more minute to read about it, but she said that it wasn't possible. She said that she could take a photo of the page for me though, and I could collect it the next day. I told her that that would be great and that I would be back the next day to look at the photograph. She then took the book off of the table and walked it over to the locked door. On the way out, I looked back at the library and thought about what I had seen. I knew that it was probably just a coincidence that my mother looked exactly like the picture of the harpy, but at the same time I thought that it was too similar to not have any connection to my mother. As I was walking home, I was plagued by thoughts of my mother and the harpy. I couldn't get it out of my mind. I didn't really want to see my mother when I got home because she would know something was wrong and she would find a way to get me to talk about what I had seen. So I was disappointed when I arrived home and saw my mom's beaten up Toyota sitting in the driveway. I slowly walked inside, trying to avoid my mom and go to my room that I share with 4 of my brothers. I walked in through the front door and standing right there in the hallway was my mother. "Good afternoon," she said to me. "How was your day today?" I looked down at my feet and answered that it was a good day. I then tried to excuse myself to go to my room, but she stopped me. She knew something was wrong. She asked if everything was okay. I told her that it was. I don't know why I was so nervous around my mother now.
Read the seed, want to join it? No, okay. Sure, no.
Just because I had seen the picture didn't mean it was her. That was just crazy. My mom would have no idea about any harpy, and I knew that I was just being silly, but still, I couldn't help but feel nervous around her. "Are you sure that everything is okay today? You seem different, like you were nervous about something."
That kind of took me off my groove there.
My mom said to me again.
Reset. Okay.
That I share with 4 of my brothers. I walked in through the front door and standing right there in the hallway was my mother. "Good afternoon," she said to me. "How was your day today?" I looked down at my feet and answered that it was a good day. I then tried to excuse myself to go to my room, but she stopped me. She knew something was wrong. She asked if everything was okay. I told her that it was. I don't know why I was so nervous around my mother now. Just because I had seen the picture didn't mean it was her. That was just crazy. My mom would have no idea about any harpy, and I knew that I was just being silly, but still, I couldn't help but feel nervous around her. "Are you sure that everything is okay today? You seem different, like you were nervous about something," my mom said to me again, trying to get an answer out of me. I stood there for a moment before I began to speak. "Yeah, everything is okay today, Mom," I replied. "I just have a history report due soon and I am not too sure what to write about." "Oh, I can give you a hand with it if you want," she offered. I then decided to explain about the assignment and tell her about a few of the mythical creatures that I had seen in the book. She told me she didn't know much about that sort of thing but would try and help me anyway. I told her about the Bone Fairy and about the Sky Dweller. I didn't really need help with these, but I was building myself up to mentioning the Alluring Harpy. Eventually, I did manage to mention it. As soon as the words "the Alluring Harpy" exited my mouth, I saw the look in my mother's eyes. The look of fear. The look someone gets when they have been caught out. "Never heard of this creature?" Mom finally managed to say. "Sounds interesting, though." I told her that I didn't know much about it, but I wanted to know more. She then told me that if I didn't know much about it, then maybe I shouldn't write about that creature. She then flashed me a sweet smile and her eyes almost sparkled at me. I suddenly felt a lot more comforted. I realized how stupid I was being and that there was no way that there was any connection between the harpy and my mom. Mom then lightly touched me on the shoulder, and I felt a warmth run through my arm and all of my worries of before were now vanished. My mother then excused herself and told me that she had to get dinner ready. She left and went to the kitchen to begin cooking. As she walked off, I could have sworn I saw a slight bulge under the back of her top, right where a wing could have been, but I quickly dismissed this as my eyes playing tricks on me. The next day I was riding my back home from school when I suddenly remembered the photo that Mrs. Poole was going to take of the book. I had almost completely forgotten about it, like it had been wiped from my memory, but I remembered at the last minute and decided to head to the library to get a look at this photo. I made it to the library and was greeted by Mrs. Poole, who when she saw me reached into her pocket and pulled out a small photograph. She handed it to me, and I saw that it was the picture of the page I wanted to read. It was hard to read because the photo was so small, but I managed to read what it read. It read as follows. "The Alluring Harpy is a dangerous beast. It uses the power of love and desire to get what it wants, and what it wants is to spread its evil across the world. The harpy will disguise itself to look like a human woman, but it actually has sharp claws, sharp fangs, and wings. The harpy will use its powers of seduction to seduce men, where it will then try and reproduce with these men. Its powers of seduction often come from their beautiful smiles, their enchanting eyes, and their soft touch. Often harpies will have multiple children to multiple men. Once the harpy has mated with a man, it will perform a small ritual that involves lighting candles and then eating the male. The harpy will then be pregnant and will soon give birth to its children. Harpies will often have around 15 to 20 children in a 30-year period, before waiting 100 years, then start the mating period once again. Its offspring will appear human, but when they reach a certain age, they will begin to develop their own abilities of seduction and manipulation. They then only have one purpose. They must manipulate as many people as they can. They try and manipulate people to do their bidding, almost like slaves. Once the harpy's offspring are old enough, they will begin to mate as well, and they will try and pass along their bloodline to as many people as possible. The goal of the alluring harpy is to slowly take over the human population with their own bloodlines. I finished reading and I couldn't believe what I had read. The multiple children with multiple men really struck me. I also was concerned about the harpy's smile and touch, as this was something that I had experienced the night before with my own mother. Her touch had seemed to make all my worries disappear. Maybe these are all coincidences, and I'm just worrying about nothing. Or maybe I am one of the offspring, and I am yet to fulfill my purpose. I really didn't know what to think, so I just stood there in the middle of the library clutching the photograph of the textbook. "Is everything all right, dear?" Mrs. Poole said to me, looking concerned because I hadn't moved for a little while. I took a second to process what she said, but once I had, I answered that everything was all right, but I needed to get going now. I handed back the photo to Mrs. Poole and thanked her for getting it for me. Then I headed out of the library door and began to make my way home. So many questions swirled in my head on the walk home. Questions I wasn't even sure I wanted the answers to. My own thoughts must have distracted me though, because before I even had time to process all of them, I was standing in my driveway looking up towards my house, the house that my mother was inside of. Everything appeared to be normal, apart from one thing. A small light was illuminating from within my mother's bedroom. The light was shining through the thin curtain that blocked the view into her bedroom. I could see that this light was flickering, and so I knew exactly what it was: a candle. I felt a small rush of fear begin to overcome me. My mother had never burnt candles since I had been alive, and after what I had just read, I was worried as to why she was now. I slowly walked down my driveway and to the front door, trying to stay as quiet as possible. I knew that it was all ridiculous. My mother couldn't be some creature that seduces and eats men. It sounded so stupid when I thought of it like that. But there was something, some feeling deep inside that made me believe that it was true. Once I reached the front door, I pulled out my key ring, found the front door key, and slowly inserted it into the lock. I slowly turned the key and pushed the door open. I couldn't see or hear any of my other siblings. The house was eerily quiet, apart from a small crunching sound coming from the room down the hallway, my mom's bedroom. I slowly began to walk down the hallway, taking one small step at a time. As I walked closer and closer to my mother's bedroom door, the crunching sound grew louder and louder. Once the harpy has mated with a man, it will perform a small ritual that involves lighting candles and then eating the male. This line that I read in the old book kept on repeating itself in my mind. What if that is what is happening right now? I was now standing close to the bedroom door. Sweat was now running down my face and my heart was racing. I could still hear it, the crunching sound from beyond the door. It sounded like something was scraping and crunching down on bone. I really didn't want to think about what the sound really was. I placed my hand on the door handle. Was I really about to enter this room? I tried to slow down my breathing and relax and tried to think of a rational explanation for all of this, but I couldn't think of one. I slowly began to turn the door handle. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was fear. Maybe it was the loud snapping sound that I heard as soon as I began to turn the handle. But something made me stop and let go of the door handle. I left the door closed and began to walk away. I think I just didn't want to know what was happening on the other side of that door. I went to my room and put in some headphones to try and block out any noise that may be coming from my mom's bedroom. I didn't really sleep that night, only a few minutes here and there. The thoughts of my mother and the harpy occupied my mind. Eventually, though, it was morning and I must have dozed off because I was awoken by my mom entering the room. "Good morning, darling," she said to me, her voice bright and cheerful. "I have some excellent news for you. You are going to be a big brother. I am pregnant."
Oh shit! Wait, what happened? Hold up, let me go back. Let me go back.
I found a picture of my mother in a 300-year-old book. Still hear it, the crunching sound from beyond the door. It sounded like something was scraping and crunching. I tried to slow down my breathing and relax and tried to think of a rational explanation for all of this, but I couldn't think of one. I slowly began to turn the door handle. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was fear. Maybe it was the loud snapping sound that I heard as soon as I began to turn the handle. But something made me stop and let go of the door handle. I left the door closed and began to walk away. I think I just didn't want to know what was happening on the other side of that door. I went to...
I see how he didn't open it. Pussy! That was so weird though, I didn't expect that.
This is one of the most common scams you're going to find in Paris, the Clear Cup scam. Watch as this man almost knocks it over. You see that? It's a clear cup filled with coins, just a couple to help it weigh down, and they place it very far out in high traffic areas on sidewalks, knowing that people will probably knock it over like this guy did. Now you might be watching this thinking, Amanda, where's the scam? It's a homeless person begging for money, like have some heart. And I get where you're coming from, but that's not the case. These guys are out here every single day, and when the police see them, they will take away their cups and their stuff and tell them to get out of here because they know what they're doing is dishonest and a scam. They purposely use clear cups because you're not going to see it with just a couple coins, and they put it very, very far out where people are going to knock it over. What they're banking on is you knock it over and you go, oh my God, I just knocked over a homeless person's cup. I'm such a jerk. I'm going to give them money. That's the tame version of this scam. The not tame version of this is when you knock it over and you just keep walking, or you help pick it up but you don't give money. They'll start yelling at you. It's typically a boy who does this. They always do it in my neighborhood, so I see him all the time. He'll start yelling at you and say, you knocked over my cup. You have to give me money. They'll start yelling at you, getting loud at you. I got a DM from a girl today who told me that she knocked over the cup and the boy was there and he spat at her. He started following her and he spat at her. The police are aware of it, as I said, but they're out here every day. It's typically by the Louvre, Rue de Rivoli, or Rue Saint-Honoré, basically anywhere in the first, but I've also seen it up by Opera. The reason I'm telling you this is if you're here in Paris and you happen to knock over the cup, don't feel obligated to give money unless you want to, and if they start getting loud with you, just keep walking.
Man, if I go to Paris, I'm definitely finding that kid. I'm kidding. Nah, I'm fucking kidding.
The frozen Leviathan is one of 4546b's most mysterious creatures. Entombed within the ice, it's almost as if the planet itself thinks this creature is too dangerous to be released. Clocking in at 150 metres long, this behemoth is almost as big as 11 double-decker London buses, making it one of the biggest creatures to have ever stalked the planet's seas. Found buried beneath the ice by Fred Lachance, Altera was quick to carve out corridors around the creature to study it and its Kara.
It's just a game, right? I'm not watching. You gotta be a
Yeah, that's
my god. With his hands. Oh.
Oh, easy. Damn, bro. You know how long it's been.
At the most sensitive national border, a South Korean soldier spat on the other side's territory. The North Korean soldiers also returned the favor. The two sides, who have been feuding for a long time, started a war of words. North and South Korea were on the
Hello! I told you a story about Luke Combs. I feel like I told you this before.
You might have.
Me and Luke went to high school together.
Okay.
He
Someone in the background, bro.
This is 4D Minor, a 4-dimensional survival sandbox game.
Hi. Good morning.
What's this? What's this?
Egg?
What the fuck? It's that big? That's like 3 feet tall. Someone in the comments said that's half the size of Half the size of a golden eagle. Wow. There's a Kodiak eagle?
You want the egg? There you go. There you go. The egg. There you go. Buddy. What are you doing?
It's cold as fuck out here. Here's all my stuff.
Neutral person.
I'm a little worried about the weather, but fuck it. My plan as usual is to never pay for accommodation. So I've got to figure out how to stay warm and what I'm doing for the next month and a half. You can't see in the video how cold it is, but my hands are turning red from just walking around. Anyway, I just hid my sleeping gear under a fallen tree and covered it with leaves. Not sure if what I have will even be warm enough though. And I haven't eaten anything today because it's a fucking holiday and everything's closed. But in better news, this is probably the best place to be if World War III breaks out because third time's the charm. Fuck sleeping in the cold, I got a better idea.
Alright, let's see what I can find in here. Alright, I can make it work. Nice. I'll take some sheets.
Well, are we finessing? Are we finessing? You're finessing.
Okay, so here's my bed. I got one sheet down here because the floor is dirty and it's going to keep me clean. And I got 3 sheets here that are going to use as blankets. Those are going to keep me warm. I'm going to have to sleep like I'm a goddamn Tetris piece. But it's not raining and it's not cold. If I put my feet in this corner, I can lay down. And I found an outlet up there, so charging some stuff. There's also some Wi-Fi in here, so it's pretty nice.
Because you're not him. That's why.
My best friend went missing 3 years ago. He just posted something.
It's cold as fuck out here.
I need to see a part 2 of this one.
Here's all my stuff.
Couple bushes, the series, part 1, couple bushes.
There's a lot of activity going on out there. I wonder what time it is. 8 o'clock. Guess I should get up. This time, instead of leaving myself at the mercy of whoever opens this, I found this metal bar and I wrapped this wire around it, attaching it to the door handle. They can push as hard as they want, it's not opening. If I need to escape, I might be able to crawl down this. I don't think I'll have to do that. Nobody uses fucking stairwells. Everybody uses elevators. It sounds exactly like a locked door. I just woke up in the closet, second night. There's a lot of activity going on out there. I wonder what time it is. 8 o'clock. Guess I should get up. This is gonna be the last night I sleep in the closet. Just throw this back in here where I found it.
Sometimes I think I try a little too hard to be stealth when I see people like this sleeping under the bridge. If you can get away with this, what could I get away with? Alright, I came to collect my stash of things that I've got back here under these leaves. I'm gonna walk through this park. It's like one of the biggest parks in the world, I hear. Bigger than Central Park in New York. This is pretty nice, as far as parks go. Shut up. Fuck. I'm trying to make a video. Doing the Flixbus thing again, or Interflix, that deal where you get 5 direct tickets to anywhere for €99. So that's like €20 a ticket, cheap as fuck. gotten to Lyon, France. I gotta figure out where to put this so I don't have to carry it. I just watched the park's cleanup crew come by and do an absolutely pitiful job at cleaning up this park because there's fucking trash everywhere. But
Yeah, I wish they would actually tag the fucking creator of this thing, dude. Like, they're just tagging random people. Like, Sam Sulek's in here. Is this a Sam Sulek? This is not Sam Sulek.
there's a lot of... Not the kind of weather I was hoping to deal with, but I'm sure it'll stop soon. If you actually gotta use the toilet. Not the kind of weather I was hoping to deal with, but I'm sure it'll stop soon. If you actually gotta use the toilet, it'll be...
Top comment says Sam Sulek does side quest now. I think he's tagged Sam Sulek again. We have no way to know who this guy is. Yeah.
Not the kind of weather I was hoping to deal with, but I'm sure it'll stop soon. If you actually gotta use the toilet, it'll be complicated because they don't have a lot of free toilets everywhere. So you just stand outside at McDonald's like this one, and you find a trash can, and you dig for a receipt really quick. Let's see what we got here. 2509. Alright, I'm tired of shit because I just walked around with some French lady forever. And as soon as she learned I was American, she decided she had to take me on a tour of the city. And she was very excited about this city. Well, it's been raining all day, and it turned the ground into just a bunch of mud. So if I'm going to lay down on that, I got to figure out a way to do so without making myself a mess. Oh, there's a tarp in there. I could just pull that out of there. Alright, I just woke up and this is where I slept. Right here in these bushes. Same bivvy and sleeping bag setup I had last time. Some old lady was just right there talking on her cell phone and woke me up. I'm in the grocery store trying to find something to eat. And I see this. Snail shells. Why don't you sell this? I fell asleep on the bus and woke up in California. At least that's what it feels like. This is Nîmes. I know somebody in this town and they're gonna meet me at the train station. This is gonna be a super chill town. I'm not sleeping in a bush or anything. I got keys to an apartment because I know someone here and I'm staying with them. I met them last time in the last video when I was in Strasbourg. It pays off to keep in contact with the people you meet. You got a ticket stand with Batman next to a semi-truck in the desert. But what's really weird about this is the fucking nude Bart Simpson riding a skateboard with a Toy Story guy looking at him. Creepy as shit.
Alright, part 5 I think is... Oh, just the couples again. Oh, he has a whole series on this. Wow. This is a seminar right here. Yeah, I think he goes to jail. I think his channel is called... Oh, I can't just search on Google. Oh, he has these Bigger Holidays' his channel. Oh, he has 300,000 almost subscribers. For really fun. So he made this like a long time ago. Forbidden Island, train hopping.
Messenger.
So I just flew into Paris yesterday, and this is where I slept. Right here in the middle of these woods next to the highway. Highway wasn't too bad. It was like white noise, so it didn't keep me up. This is my setup. I got a nice bivvy cover here to keep me dry when it rains, and a nice U.S. military surplus sleeping bag. I wasn't going to stress too much about finding an accommodation in Paris because I hear it's very expensive, and I'm going to just camp out in the woods like a fucking hobo and hope for the best. Now I'm going to roll all this up and stash it, hide it somewhere. Somebody fucking finds it. If somebody found it and stole this, I'd be pretty fucked for the rest of my trip. So I got to hide it. Oh, here's a book. I'll just shove that in there because I don't want to carry that around all day. Throw this in this bush over here. Cover this up.
We already watched the majority of this, I think. But they were all like small snippets. But I think I'd be better to keep on roaming TikTok.
Today, I'm going to show you guys how I make my own homemade diesel fuel. And no, it's not made out of Carlsberg. So first thing, you're going to need to get yourself some oil. Now, the only oil that's legally permitted to use on the road without paying duty in the UK is vegetable oil. You can get this from chip shops, takeaways, pubs, you know, any sort of place that uses fryers and stuff like that.
Bro, why do people have like dead eyes? Like, I don't. This is how people look nowadays. I don't understand. I don't understand that. It doesn't make any. It's kind of weird. Not to judge, but
I'm now going to say a phrase that is.
First off, you don't want your sleeping area to be the lowest point.
No, Pussy. Don't eat the flower. It dulls the senses. Keeps you prisoner here.
Hey, I think I'm going to go get some air. I'll be right back.
No, Pussy. Don't eat the flower. It dulls the senses. Keeps you prisoner here.
Hey, I think I'm going to go get some air. I'll be right back.
Another lotus flower?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Look around you. Focus. Focus.
Another lotus flower?
No, thank you.
Would you like another one?
I'm fine. French Connection, huh? Yeah. You seen it yet? Yeah, I think so, on DVD. What's DVD? Seriously? Whatever, I think it's the best movie of the year. What? Wait, this year? Yeah, this year, 1971.
TikTok being the flower for real.
Have you ever been arrested before?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I've been to prison many times, ma'am.
Yes, what you...
I did my time. It was 7 attempts of murder, 7 aggravated assaults, and 7 counts of engaging in criminal activity. I paid my debt, ma'am, and I am free. I am off parole, probation, or anything like that.
Okay.
I am now a hard-working citizen. My kids are both the honor roll students, ma'am. I've been clean for 14 years.
That is awesome. That's commendable right there. I gotta give it to you, sir.
Prison sucks.
Yeah?
Oh, I'll tell you that, ma'am.
I've never been there myself, but I'll take your word for it. Did you roll with anybody inside or outside?
No, ma'am. I'm not a gang member. I've always rolled by myself. I'm cut up.
You're a character, man.
I take care of myself, ma'am. Look, I've got a main honor roll. My other student got is a GT student team. Now they tell them something, say yes sir, no ma'am. There's no bad kids. There's only bad parents. How can you not know your kid has a gun in his room? I go through my kid's backpack every day. I've done very bad things, but I want the best for my children.
He did some bad stuff in the past. He's not proud of it, but he's
I'm lonely.
I have no friends, like literally 0 friends. I've just been a very, very shy person.
This is like the most depressing thing. I'm not watching this shit. I'm watching this shit, bro.
Your name?
Samuel.
Samuel what? Your name?
Samuel.
Samuel what?
Do I have to tell you my name?
I'm asking for your name.
I don't have to tell you, right?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
what is your name?
Samuel.
Samuel what?
Is he the driver?
Yeah.
Okay, you have to identify yourself. You understand that, right?
I don't know. I'm just wondering. Yeah, Samuel Bateman.
Samuel Bateman? I don't understand. What are you doing? We're trying to make
Samuel,
sure
I
people...
just got here. Explain to me what's going on.
Calm down. You're being videoed, just in case you...
Yeah, that's
You're
fine.
being videoed as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff?
The individual who was driving the trailer is named Samuel Bateman, and the reason why he was so hesitant to say his name is because he's actually a polygamous cult leader, which means he's married to more than one spouse with a total of 20 wives he's married to. This is going to be very important later on, but for now, officers decide to open up his trailer, and what they found inside was horrifying.
Pull down the handle.
I think halfway through, I'm gonna watch the whole series now. TikTok putting me onto these series. What's going on? What are you doing to me, TikTok? What are you doing to me? Makes me go down this rabbit hole. What's this actually even called? Boom. Boom. Fun video.
Come over here, please. I'm gonna get that knife off you, sir, okay? Any other weapons on you? No. Okay. Come over here, please. Nothing else on you? Phones? What's that reach in your pockets? What's your name, sir?
What's that?
What's your name, sir?
Samuel.
Samuel?
No, what are you saying about pockets?
Do you have any other weapons on you? Please don't reach in your pockets. Just let me... We're out here because there is supposed to be people back.
How many other people in the truck? How many other people are in the truck?
Any information I give can and will be held against you.
Well, I just want to know who's inside the truck right now, so that way I know who else we're dealing with here.
That's the sheriff.
Or else I'm going to call everybody out.
Holy shit.
As you can see, it's a pretty serious deal here, sir. What is your name?
Samuel.
Samuel what?
Do I have to tell you my name?
I'm asking for your name.
I don't have to tell you, right?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
This kind of like,
what is your name?
a little bit of
Samuel.
Samuel what?
Is he the driver?
Yeah.
Okay, you have to identify yourself. You understand that, right?
I don't know. I'm just wondering. Yeah, Samuel Bateman.
Samuel Bateman? I don't understand. What are you doing? We're trying to make
Samuel,
sure people...
I just got here. Explain to me what's going on.
Calm down. You're being videoed, just in case you...
Yeah, that's fine.
You're being videoed as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff.
Stuff? Samuel Bateman, what's your date of birth? Let's run.
What is your date of birth, sir?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Go ahead, sir. Turn off on me.
Put your hands behind your
Put
back.
your hands behind your back.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Let's not do this right now, huh?
You are being detained until you identify yourself.
Do I have to tell my...
What is...
Yes, you have to identify yourself. You are being detained for a crime.
Samuel Bateman.
We're still putting you in handcuffs, so just sit tight.
I don't know what that is.
It's a silver and gold precious metals app. I don't know if you like it, but I need to silver. I have silver, bro.
Send me like a link for it. Or
It's a credit card, bro. It's the world's first precious metal card.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Big hit, it's gonna go to $8 an ounce, bro.
Yeah, probably, but I'm not sure about getting a credit card for it, to be honest. That's kind of a little too much. A credit card for gold and silver.
It's worth it. Really, it's worth it. An ounce silver is like 300, like two. It's like $2.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Can I ask you why this is such a big deal? Everyone's buckled in, and in Arizona, then you can
Move
be
that
in the
back,
back
Sarge.
of a vehicle without a license, without a. You can be in the back of a truck. Sir, you're being lawfully detained in okay?
We're just going to identify you, figure out what's going on, and we'll go from there. The reason I'm detaining you is because you failed to identify yourself when I asked. Okay?
I did. I said Samuel Bateman.
Yeah, what about date of birth?
Why didn't you ask me my social security number?
That would have worked too.
Oh, sir, can you bend back so I can lock this in?
That's kind of hurting, dude.
Well, I need you to cooperate here. Sammy, what's your date of birth?
I already told you.
What is it?
3/11/72.
Is your ID out of Arizona?
That's hurting, dude.
What?
That's hurting.
Well, you weren't helping me out.
So you actually have the right to hurt people?
I'm not hurting you, sir.
Yeah, that hurt me, buddy. You know,
What's that?
you have to know Kurt.
I don't know.
Biggest law firm.
Okay. Can you help me out here a little bit? Can you move your wrist so I can help you out here? Thank you. Can you rotate this way and I'll adjust those for you?
Last of Bateman, Roy, Adam, Tom, Edward, Mary, Adam, Nora. Who's that?
There you go.
I want to loosen this left one, okay, Sam?
What I'm looking at after discussing that with that sergeant. So,
I'll just stay right now. I'm not going to say anything.
okay. Go ahead, see.
Here, if you want to come stand up really quick this way, put your right foot in first.
Just so you know, we're investigating child endangerment.
Yeah. Sam, can you get your other foot in there? Okay. All right. Don't go on face first. Just hang on. What's that?
Yeah, loosen them or something. That's hurt.
Okay. Hey, Holland. I'm gonna get you loosened up here, okay?
What do we got?
I'm gonna loosen up this cuss
Okay.
one here, so you can try and work his way in here.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't wiggle with that hard.
Yeah, that's all right.
I got big kind of big muscles.
Yeah, you got bigger shoulders here. Okay, there you go. Okay, just bring that arm down here. Here, let me adjust this one here.
I can get in and walk me in. That's all right.
Yeah, here.
Just want to put doubles on them, or is it just too tight?
Just double it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, double them up.
Hey, give me 1 second, Sam, okay? I know you're not gonna.
Walked, and then if you could take a seat for us, I'd appreciate it. Yeah, I guess that works. All right, watch your feet. You don't need to go in handcuffs. We just need to get him out of here.
I see your hands! They're in front.
Behind the curtain.
Yeah, but with the AR.
Let me see the keys to pick up oil.
Okay, keep your hands up for me. Go and walk out towards me, okay? Try not to slip, all right? Just keep walking. Is there anybody else inside the trailer? No? Perfect. Thank you, guys. Just head back there with your siblings, okay?
Oh shit.
You're okay.
got the call originally, and then.
God, that's crazy. Okay.
I'm a little worried about the.
My best friend went missing 3 years ago. He just posted something horrifying on his Snapchat story. When my best friend Cody went missing. My best friend went missing 3 years ago. He just posted something horrifying on his Snapchat story. When my best friend Cody went missing 6 months ago, I thought I would never see him again. The police spent weeks searching for him, but they found nothing, and declared it a cold case. That was until today, though, when I would soon discover the horrifying secret Cody has been hiding. It all started when I woke up to find out that Cody had posted on his Snapchat story. At first, it felt too good to be true. How can somebody just disappear into thin air and then suddenly post again? Holding my breath, I opened it. It wasn't much, but then again, I didn't know what I was expecting. It's not like I thought I'd open it and all of a sudden Cody would be there, smiling at a party saying, "I'm back" or something. It was just a black screen with the simple words, "Hello, Daniel." Daniel was my name. He specifically mentioned me. Did he know I was looking for him? Do I respond? If I did, what would I even say? I thought long and hard about what to type, deleted many paragraphs of writing, but eventually settled on a simple, "Sup." I saw his Bitmoji, the animated brown hair and freckles with the blue shirt that had been absent in my life for the past 3 years, pop up onto the screen, and I almost jumped. My hand started shaking as I saw him typing, and I was scared I was sweating so much I would drop my phone. It's been a while. I thought about how to respond to that. Yeah, it's been some time. Care to explain, Cody? Yep. I cursed myself for being so dry, but I knew that if I did anything else, I'd end up sending him an entire essay. "I'm sorry that I left you. I can't explain anything, but I'm here now." After that, we just talked, shooting the crap. It was like he never left. He was the same Cody from all those years back. For a few hours, the darkness of the world faded away. Cody was here, and that was all I cared about. He didn't ever tell me what happened, and he never showed his face. A little part of me thought it was a scam. Maybe somebody had just stolen his phone somehow and was catfishing me. But I could tell it was Cody. I had talked to him every day since we were 8. I could pick up his mannerisms, and without a doubt, this was Cody. After a while, I decided to tell him about the past 3 years. Everything. The years I spent searching for him. The missing posters that used a photo of him that I knew he hated. Every last detail. I even trusted him enough that I told him about how I was depressed. I know. He responded, which confused me. When I asked him if he could send me his location so I could see him again, he said, "I'm not allowed to let you join me. It's not time." The more I talked to him, though, the more things felt off.
It's not time. What does that fucking mean? Yes, one question. Like, what does that mean?
I mean, it was surely Cody, don't get me wrong, but something wasn't right. Every time he texted me, it felt like he was withholding something, like he knew something I didn't. The weirdest part was a conversation we had a week or 2 after we reunited. I told him that I wish I could see him and not just text him. It was nice to be able to talk to him and all, but I missed the comfort of his presence. "I'm right here," he said. "Dude, you're freaking me out," I responded. What the hell did he mean, "I'm right here"? No, the F he wasn't. I saw that Cody's Bitmoji was still peeking over the screen, spying on me. He was probably thinking about what to say. After a while, I realized neither of us were probably going to say something, so I added, "Prove it. Look behind you." With that, I was frozen in fear. It didn't feel like anyone was watching me. Was Cody really here? Slowly, my head turned behind me. Nothing. I don't really know what I expected. It's not like I thought I'd turn around and Cody would have just magically reappeared in my room after 3 years, but the more I looked, I did actually see something. Cody loved to doodle, especially in elementary school. He'd always get in trouble for drawing on his schoolwork. He had this sparkly blue pen that he wrote literally everything with. He drew less as he got older, but something he would do up until the day he was gone was that Super S thing. You know the one. I always thought that it was childish, especially because we were 19 at the time, but it was what made Cody Cody. And there, drawn on my wall with that familiar sparkly cayenne ink, was a Super S. I don't know when it got there or how, but that solidified it for me. Cody was here, and it freaked me out. I didn't talk to Cody much after that. It kind of made me feel sick every time I thought of him. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe that really it was just a prank, and that Super S on my bedroom wall had been there for years. I just didn't notice it until now, but I had been getting better. The world didn't seem gray anymore. I thought back to the time, right before Cody came back into my life, and how close I was to leaving the world. Even if it was a scam, he kind of saved my life. Suddenly my phone rang and I jumped. The sheriff's office? Why was the sheriff calling me? Cautiously, I picked it up. "Hello? Daniel Green? Yes, this is he. Please report to the sheriff's office immediately. We need your assistance in identifying a body." The voice on the other side of the phone said, and I felt my body freeze up. Maybe it wasn't who I thought it was. Then again, it could really only be one person. I felt like I was in a trance as I walked to the sheriff's. I opened the door where one of the officers greeted me. "Come along, Mr. Green." "Who is it?" I asked immediately. The officer shifted his weight. "You were the emergency contact for Cody McCain, right?" My heart sank. I nodded. "We just recovered a body from the lake the same age and weight as McCain. We need you to identify the body. He took me into a room where a rotted body lay on a counter. It was bloated and it was old, but it was Cody. I knew. Best friends can tell. How old is the body? I asked. I'm not sure if I can release that info, sir. Just tell me how old the effing body is, damn it. I snapped. We're estimating it to be about 3 years old around the time he went missing, sir. About 3 years old. Around the time he went missing. So that begged the question. If Cody was dead, then who had I been talking to? I felt like vomiting. This couldn't be real. I knew it was Cody. His energy was unmistakable. But he was dead. I thought back to how lost I was before he started texting me. His weird messages. How he wouldn't show me his face. I'm not allowed to let you join me. It's not time. The way he responded when I wanted to see him. Was Cody protecting me? Was it possible he did this all to keep me from ending it all? It was all too much to think about. Just then, my phone went off. It was a sound I was all too familiar with. The bright bing of a Snapchat notification. Cody is typing. My best friend went missing 3 years ago. He just posted.
What is the highest G-force anyone has ever felt? Well, to put things into perspective, the average person can handle about 5 Gs, and skilled pilots can push their bodies up to 9 Gs. The gravitational force we feel on Earth is equivalent to 1 G. A space shuttle launch reaches about 3 Gs, and an F-22 Raptor can effortlessly pull over 9 Gs. The important thing
Virtual objects, even though they might look heavy, have no real weight. They're made up of ones, zeros, pixels, polygons, or whatever. So a challenge that most VR games have to overcome is how to make holding objects in VR feel real. With the
That's actually fucked up, though. That fish trusted you. It swam towards you, right? You weren't hunting it. It wanted to greet you. And then you shot it in the fucking face. It's different if it swam away, right? But this thing, it probably would have let you pet it. But now it has a fucking spear in its brain. Now it's fucking dead, right? You probably ate it, too. You probably already shit it out.
Do not leave the airport if you get bumped from a flight. Excuse me, did you just bump me from my flight? Sorry, we overbooked the flight and surprisingly, everyone showed up. Okay, so how will I get to my destination? Oh, no worries, I already rebooked you on another flight that takes off in 3 hours. Okay, I guess? That is not okay. If this ever happens to you, make sure to do this instead. Google the words bumped flight compensation and click the first link. That'll take you to the official website of the US Department of Transportation and scroll down until you reach this table. This is what you'll use to calculate how much the airline owes you in compensation. So since I was bumped from my flight and the next flight they can put me on is in 3 hours, they owe me 400% of my one-way fare. Or since I paid $300 for my one-way flight, they now owe me $1,200 in cash compensation. Now here's the important part. Do not leave the airport. The airline is required to pay your compensation the same day the bumping incident happened. Oh, and you are not required.
Yeah, true. I mean,
Excuse me, sir. Are you Sal the manager?
The Italian lady from the news?
We've gotten reports that you share a walk-in freezer with a sperm bank.
Say sperm. They rent half, and it's divided. There's a divider. They rent half.
What about the children born with beaks?
What?
Pull it together, Scotto!
What about the children born with beaks?
I don't think it's a joke. If you guys are ransacking my business, I know you from the news.
No,
I seen you on the news.
What about the creamer mix-up last month?
No.
What about the creamer mix-up last month?
That was a mistake.
So you mistakenly used semen for creamer. Is that what you're saying?
You mistakenly used semen for creamer?
Mistake is the word that you're... So we got a fun little surprise for Sal. I'm running a respectable business. I rent half of my freezer out.
That's all I need to hear.
I've heard enough. You disgust me.
Sal, we combined challenges.
This is the 2023 Jinxie setup reveal. First things first is my streaming chair. Oh my. Oh no, it's just mold. All right, we're good. Yeah, got that at a garage sale for 15 bucks 9 years ago. Hasn't broken yet. Absolutely love it. And then what's strapped on, oh my God, pause. What's attached to the chair is my green screen. I spent like, I don't know, 70 bucks on this, so pretty good deal. Then, obviously, default Xbox controller, $60. Control Freaks were like $19.99. I've had these for like 5, 6, 7 years, so they're pretty dope too. They help me get good at aim, so I use them. Next up is my face cam, my Logitech Brio. I kick the ever-living fuck out of him, but he's still standing. Now, obviously, I have my gaming monitor from, I believe that's called Cock. But yeah, I use this monitor from Cock. It's really good. Then we have my streaming monitor where I read chat. Okay, this guy just called me Roni Tits. So yeah, just 2 monitors. Both of them are Cock monitors. Pretty good monitors. I like them. Next up is my microphone. It kind of looks like a penis, but I like it. Then we have my mouse, my G Pro wireless. When I'm scrolling through the hub, it's like very fast paced and I can finger it. Oh my God. Yeah, not finger it. Fuck it. Yeah, finger it. I can finger it really fast and scroll through hub videos quick. Next up is my keyboard. It is Amazon Basic. I think it was 20 bucks. And then obviously I have the dog shit PlayStation and the magnificent Xbox. And here is where I edge. This is my bed. I believe I spent 100 bucks on this bed. Pretty good bed. And, oh. All right. But yeah, when I'm not edging, I like to watch TV on my TV here.
I can't wait to rock these joints, but these joints are sweet.
What's up?
Oh, my fault. I was just going to my first high school party, and I wanted to look nice. I can't wait to rock these joints, but these joints are sweet.
What's up?
Oh, my fault. I was just going to my first high school party, and I wanted to look nice, and you're right, I'm tripping. I'll put it back.
Nah, fuck it. Come on, you already started. You might as well get the whole fit going. Since you trying to fucking drip or drown, come on, throw some tough shit on. Go ahead. You like this? Go ahead, put them on. Go ahead, fuck it. Come on, get the nice one. Let me put them over your shoulder, around your neck. Come on, fuck it, bro. You good? Go ahead, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Yo, you gotta leave?
Yeah.
I told you might as well get the whole fit, and it is a little chilly, so go ahead, bro. Grab my super dry, bro.
Yeah.
It's good. School party. You not me though, so don't think that.
Alright, bro.
But go ahead, go knock their socks off.
Alright, bro. Thank you. Yo, this party's about to be lit, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm about to get turned, bro. I'm about to be mad short, dude. I'm about to be chilling. Look at these fives, bro. Got these fives, bro. Let me know.
Oh, but them just are sweet.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Yeah, this party's about to be nice, bro.
What happened to your PlayStation 5, you said, sir?
me off my. All right. Two. This streaming thing. So 2 full. Wow. Wow. It's been 2 hours. Interesting. Very interesting. Bro, what is this fucking kill? Holy shit, dude. I got a girl. Way too old to treat like a kid. I think Everyone in the house is gonna do that shit. Fucking wake up to the reality of this shit. 5 minutes to do it. I gotta. Girl. 19 times. Wow. What? 19 times.
I was all confused, like I thought I saw something that wasn't happening.
Body cam video shows the aftermath of a bloody crime scene at the home of a Wisconsin woman who's now in prison for stabbing her ex-boyfriend more than a dozen times with a pair of scissors. 22-year-old Morgan Lund was sentenced in November for stabbing her ex and the father of her child 19 times while he was sleeping on the couch back in February. In body cam footage obtained by Law and Crime, officers arrived to the scene to find the victim lying on the couch begging for help as Morgan stands near him covered in blood.
Right, is it just the three of you? Okay. The ambulance is downstairs.
The officer then pulls Morgan to the side to get more information from her as the victim continues pleading for help.
Have you got shoes or something you can...
Oh, they're downstairs.
Okay. They're coming.
We go? We gotta go, we gotta go. I can't see.
Yep, medics are coming. Is this your stuff?
Yeah.
Do you have an ID in here?
No, it's in the car.
Morgan?
Ethan, no, come on.
No way. Oh my god.
What is your name?
Morgan Lund, LUND.
It's unclear when, but during this time, emergency crews seemingly tend to Morgan's ex-boyfriend's injuries. Portions of the audio were redacted from the video, but Morgan can be seen visibly distraught while begging the officer to let her speak with her father.
Morgan, can you tell me a little bit more about...
No.
No? And why is that? Do you feel... Why are you saying no? I don't understand what you're reacting to right now. Are you just scared about the situation, or do you not want to talk to me?
That's convincing.
I want my dad. I want my dad to come here.
Okay. I understand that, but you're an adult, so I need you to make your own decision about whether or not you're going to talk to me, okay? What?
What do I need to tell you?
The questions that I was asking, what kinds...
She then explains to the officer she thought she saw a mysterious figure when she attacked her ex-boyfriend while he slept.
I was sleeping and then, I don't know, I was like half awake. I bring her out here every morning to put on TV for her.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, I've seen the same thing before. But I've
You've
never
seen
done
the same
anything
thing?
like that.
You have seen the same thing before? Okay. Have you ever had any kind of medical treatment for anything like that? Have you seen a doctor, a psychologist, counselor, anything like
I
that?
too embarrassed to talk to anybody.
Okay.
Back to that, I didn't get much sleep last night. I don't know why.
Okay.
And then I finally fell asleep.
And you what?
I finally fell asleep and I was seeing all these weird things. I don't know. There's blood all over me.
But you don't remember coming back out, but you do remember seeing something.
It was like in my head though. It wasn't real. And that's when I was like, what is going on? I didn't know what was happening.
Can you describe for me what you saw?
It was like, I don't know, it was like something black.
Did you get the scissors already?
No, it's still there.
And then he was like, I felt like.
What are the comments saying? I can't believe it. Yeah, it has to get emotional. Yeah, makes sense, but wow. Woman stabbing her boyfriend while he slept. Akash police. 22. Okay, 22-year-old Megan Taylor Lund told the victim she had a dream and he told her. Lund was found guilty by the court after she pleaded to the contested charges and attending her rally. Holy shit. No, this man survived getting stabbed 19 times. See, he survived.
Like, I don't know what. But it was like, then I was like, is he attacking the thing that I saw? I don't know, I was all confused. Like, I thought I saw something that wasn't happening.
Shortly after, another officer takes photos of Morgan, whose hands, clothes, legs, and feet appear to be covered in blood. Then the officer continues his questioning, where Morgan explains she had been suffering from hallucinations and experiencing mental health issues, and she had an out-of-body experience during the incident.
You usually see the same thing?
And I feel like somebody else, I feel like it's not even me.
If you had to physically describe what you were seeing, like big or small, black or white, gray, blue, whatever.
Like a blob.
Like a blob.
Like a black blob. Like a blob with like a finger.
Okay.
I don't know. I have something else.
So you see a dark figure, but it doesn't look like a person. Am I understanding that right? It's just sort of the shape.
I could hear him. Yeah. And then I came out and I saw something, like over him. So I don't know like what was like real and what's not real. Like, I don't know if I was dreaming.
But the other experiences that you've had, then when you were awake?
Yeah, we're like half awake.
Okay. Right before you went to bed or right after you woke up? Both. But it's usually right. But it's usually that same sort of dark figure that you see?
Yeah, but it's something in my head. It's not like, I don't know how to explain it.
But when you see it, your heart beats really fast and you feel afraid.
Okay. I just feel like something's taking over me. Like, I don't know, now it's like everything's normal.
And that happens every time?
What is going on? The mental health institute. And I feel like ever since I started working there, like, I talk to patients a lot and I feel like it's just been like getting in my head. And I talk to people at work about it without like saying anything. Like, I've been like, do people ever get affected by this? And like, have you ever seen anybody that works here be affected by it? And they, like, all of them have said that, yeah, like they've seen people be affected by it, or like, I don't know. And
That's a convincing story.
I just feel like something just changed in me since then.
As Morgan continues to speak with police, another officer arrives on scene to speak with Morgan's brother, Ethan, who was staying the night at the couple's home on the night of the stabbing and called 911. Ethan, while holding Morgan's crying child, tells the officer he was sleeping when he heard Morgan and her ex in what he thought was another verbal argument.
I thought they were just fighting like normal. And it starts getting loud. What the hell?
Was he screaming back at her?
It was kind of like I don't even know, like, get off me, help. I just got.
And that was him saying that?
I don't even remember.
Okay.
And opened the door. They're on top of each other.
What do you mean? So they both were on top of each other?
He was like on top of her trying to take his knife out of her hand or something. I don't know.
Okay. So, how was she positioned? Like, when you say when he was on top of her, was he like straddling her?
Yeah, he like had a wrist down.
And then holding her wrist, like straddling her like that? Okay.
And then,
was he bleeding area at that time?
Yeah.
Where was he bleeding? Where'd you see?
His arm and stuff, and then I seen the couch. Help. Go over there. I don't even know. That was like when it was ending.
Okay. Was she saying anything at this time?
She's just freaking out. I don't know. She said she didn't know what happened. That she was seeing stuff in a dream or something, and then realized it was real.
Okay. Does she suffer from mental health?
I think since she's had a kid, because
that's their kid?
Yeah, and then I just went out there, ran out, called the cops.
Ethan goes on to tell the officer a similar story to Morgan's. She thought she saw something in her head, but Ethan also revealed to police that Morgan and her then boyfriend were experiencing a lot of relationship issues, and that fighting between the two wasn't uncommon.
Okay. Did she say it might have been a dream? Go back into that.
Yeah. She was kind of saying like she was, like as I'm calling you guys, that she was like, dreaming or something, and then like seeing something in her head. I don't really know.
And you?
Aaron, is this the bedroom?
That's where he stays. He doesn't live here, but he stays here. Yes. And you said that she might have some mental health issues since she's had a kid. Explain to that. Have you seen a change in behavior?
I think just a bit of maybe postpartum depression, maybe. Or
but you've seen a change in personality?
maybe not a change in personality, but she,
You're not getting me in those, are you? Okay.
they got a lot of relationship problems.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So this fighting minus the actual injuries is not uncommon. So they argue a lot. Are they physical a lot? No, just verbal arguments a lot. Okay.
Ethan says he never saw the actual stabbing, only the aftermath. The officer later puts a pause on questioning Ethan so he can tend to Morgan and the victim's child, who continue to cry. Then the officer briefly observed the scene, noting just how bloody it was.
You got all this splatter? It's on a kid toy over here too.
yeah, I got that.
Meanwhile, a frantic Morgan continues speaking with police who inform her she's under arrest and they have to take her to the police station.
I just can't even process this.
Minutes later, she tearfully pleads with officers, asking what will happen next.
You know what's gonna happen.
We don't
Start
actually,
telling me.
genuinely
Like,
don't.
what's most likely in this?
We don't ever know. Yeah.
Like,
We've been
I've
lying
seen
to you.
before. My
Honestly,
dad worked for prison for so long, and I worked at the mental health institute. I've seen like things like this, and I just want to know like what's most likely gonna happen to me.
I've been doing this for 12 years and I've never been in this situation before. Yeah. So this exact situation, and
I mean,
each
like-
one is a little bit different, but this exact situation.
What I will ask, not to intervene, is your mom and dad are outside. They're going to Is it possible, Miles, to cuff her at the vehicle?
Sure, where is it?
Yeah,
They're
I'm not
outside.
gonna do anything.
I just don't want them to see her being cuffed. Are you okay?
Yeah, I don't
with
want
that? Okay. We'll just walk with you and then go from there. I would just ask, just don't really talk or anything to them at this point. We'll allow that later, okay?
They can come in and.
Yeah, we'll work with you.
As the officers walk her to the squad car, Morgan can be heard crying, asking her father for help as he tries to figure out what even happened. Shortly after, Morgan's placed in cuffs and taken to the police station, where her brother Ethan is already in an interview room and gave a written statement to police before going over his account of what happened with detectives.
So you guys all kind of came home around the same time?
Yeah, but I never saw him.
Okay. Were they in their bedroom? Or
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure he's sleeping on the couch. I'm not sure.
do you know why he's sleeping on the couch? Or?
Just because they're arguing, I'm guessing.
Okay. So they're arguing a lot then, or?
I don't know, I think they're just breaking up or something. But they only argue, like, I don't know when.
Damn, alright. I'll be right back. I gotta disappear for a second.
song, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Do you know why they're breaking up, or?
I don't think she feels like he's treating her like right.
Okay. Any issues with her thoughts on how he's treating the baby?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Have you ever seen their relationship get physical?
No.
Okay. Do anything to her physically, anything?
No.
So when they're arguing, they're just verbally arguing?
Yeah.
How often, since you've been there, has he been sleeping on the couch?
I say, I don't like it wrong time, but probably a month or so, something like that.
Okay. And that's like all the time he's been sleeping on the couch,
Yeah.
not just once here and there?
I don't know if he occasionally goes and sleeps in the room or something.
Ethan tells the detective his sister has been suffering from postpartum depression since she had her child nearly a year ago.
And the baby's 11 months old?
Yeah, she's almost 1.
Okay. So was she talking about that before the baby was born, or while she was pregnant, or?
No. I never really seen her when she was pregnant, but
Okay.
no, not that I know of.
So after the baby was born, what was she talking about?
Just whenever we'd be hanging out or whatever, me, her, and her boyfriend, and like if she would get sad or something, she would bring it up, and I don't know, just didn't know how to deal with it. We didn't know, if she's just saying this or what, but she definitely started acting way different.
Can you kind of explain what that acting was, or?
Just like maybe her mood overall and how she's going about her day, and not being as active, and just not really showing her emotions, I guess.
So, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, I'm just trying to figure out what you're saying. Like, is she kind of a flat effect, or is she really emotional, or what is it that you're seeing?
It's like she'll be crying out of the blue or something, or yelling, which is just stuff I've never seen.
Okay.
So that's stuff like that that's different from when we lived with my mom in high school and stuff. She wasn't like that.
Okay. So, kind of out of nowhere, she just started crying. Has she gone to the doctor a lot for it? Or?
I'm not sure if she's ever got a doctor, but she's told me and my family members about it.
Okay. Did she talk about seeing images or things or anything?
I don't think so.
No.
Just today. She was saying she was seeing something. I heard her when I was in the spare bedroom after all the cops and stuff. I heard her talking to one of the cops saying she seen.
Okay.
But when I was on the phone, she was saying, I don't know what was going on. I didn't mean it. I think I was dreaming. Like I didn't have control. Just something along the lines of that.
Okay. Have you seen or heard them talk about breaking up, or what that status is? Or?
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely breaking up. Like, I think their lease is up in, I want to say, June 1st maybe, and then both trying to get their own apartment.
Okay, so they've basically broken up, but they're together at that house because...
Yeah, co-parenting right now or something.
Okay. And how long has that been going on? That they've basically broken up and decided they're going their separate ways?
I mean, it's hard to tell because there's a on and off, but I'd say definitely a solid month that they've been distant.
And while Ethan says he saw something in Morgan's hand when she attacked her boyfriend at the time, he couldn't narrow down what the weapon was, as he initially thought it was a butter knife. Ethan wraps up his interview telling police he was in shock that the incident happened, adding he's never seen that amount of blood before.
I'm sure you've seen some blood in hockey, right?
Not that much.
No, probably not that much, but...
At this point, Morgan is now in a police interrogation herself, being read her Miranda rights. After the detective asks Morgan if she wants a lawyer present, unsure what to do, Morgan again asks the detective if she can call her father, who advises on the phone to hold tight.
You're not yourself. You're not yourself. You didn't do this on purpose.
I did it on purpose.
Was he sleeping?
I don't know. I was like half asleep.
I know. Were you having a dream?
Yeah, it was like I was having a dream and then I was like half awake out in the living room.
Yeah.
And then I woke up again and I was like half asleep and I was like seeing things, but I was like, I don't know. There's like something in my head that like makes me not who I am.
Did your doctor give you any medicine?
No.
No. Can I come there as her? Like she has a representative with her. Can I come there with her?
Sure, if you want.
The video then shows Morgan in the police interview room for about half an hour waiting for her father to arrive. Once he arrives, he explains to the officer while Morgan has been suffering from mental health issues and postpartum, nothing this violent had ever happened before.
How much do you know about what's happened this morning? Not too much. My son called me a couple times. I didn't answer, and when I called him back, I think he was probably calling you guys and stuff. But he said she was like sleeping and she had a bad dream, or she said she didn't know where she was and stuff, and she didn't know what was going on. She's been having she's had postpartum depression since she had the baby, and my wife was a social worker for years, program director and stuff, and she kept saying she's having mental health issues, and I would bounce around it with her, but I didn't want to accuse her of having mental problems and stuff, so I never pushed it far enough to make her go get help. Okay. But as far as today goes, like he even said, and I saw her too, it was like it seemed like she wasn't even there. Like she'd never like grabbed a weapon and done anything like that before. And, she's just been I know she's been crying out of the blue, like she'll just start bawling for nothing's going on, and she'll start bawling. When I say she said weird things to me, she'll say weird things to me, and I don't say anything. I just let it go because I know she's having mental issues, so I don't want to say the wrong thing.
What do you mean by weird things?
Just weird, like she'll not just talking about her weird stuff. Like I can't think of a specific example. Just like weird, not like weird crazy stuff, but like talking about stuff that we weren't talking about or something. And like it's just like she's different. She's way different. You know, I'm pissed at myself because we wanted her to get a good job and everything, and now she's like, now that this happened, I'm thinking, I told my wife, how stupid are we? Like we encouraged her to go work at the mental health facility because my wife was a program director there for a long time, and we thought it's a great job. It's a state job. I ran a prison for a living, so we're like, we know it's a good job. I never thought for 1 second about like the stuff that she was going to be reading and hearing about, people she was going to be talking to when she's having her own issues already. It was stupid. I never even thought about that. But I can tell you right now, she's never grabbed a weapon and done anything. I was shocked when he called me. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, true. This is one of those cases gone bad. Alright. Let's finalize videos real quick. I'm gonna edit these videos and create some shorts with them. Some videos and stuff like that. Put some on my second channel, Ultra Reacts. There, arenas. What is this? Team deathmatch. Huh. Never played TDM before.
Trust your senses, and victory will follow. Better to die fighting.
Grace and legends don't fly, but I like to ride on occasion.
It's not about how hard you tried. It's about who wins.
Bless me with sight.
Mira, it's not about how hard you tried. It's about who wins.
Oscar Mike, I'm spotted.
Know your place.
Yeah, I should click for a close range.
At the bottom of the food chain.
Bless me with sight.
By Shadrax.
From behind. Rampage is
All Father, give me.
I'm just gonna work the whole team real quick, honestly.
Throw a frag. Frag. Throwing thermite. Double timing it.
Marking our surroundings. Taking a moment to recharge my
Pass the point.
Somebody get that guy, dude!
At the bottom of the food chain.
There's no way.
Sponsored by Chevron. Smoke out. Oscar Mike. Spotted. Double timing it.
Yeah, I got fucking destroyed. What's my KD right now?
Sponsored by Smoke out.
Hold on. Shield recharging.
Double timing it.
about how hard you tried. It's
saying
about
that's-
who wins.
I'm gonna get at least 20. I don't want this shit to end.
Pop in the chimney.
Mira, it's not about how hard you tried. It's about who wins.
Hey, come on.
Throwing a frag. Repeat online.
Taking a moment.
That terror in your soul.
So bad for
You only have to feel it once in your lifetime.
We have our Apex champions.
I was actually fun. I'm gonna play that again. Gun run. Go map. Shot that solo for a bit.
Scanning the area.
I wonder how I heal up in this one. I had to go to the store at the moment.
You were all sizzle and no steak.
Oh, fuck him again. To be honest.
keep trying. But I've seen it all.
I just stole kills.
And you always end up in the dirt.
Hands recharging my...
Where did this team
I
come
stick a
from?
fork in you, you're done.
They're spawning.
Great. Now I'm hungry.
Have to eat up. We're not gonna
You can keep trying, but I've seen it all. And you always end up in the dirt.
Scanning the area.
go from there. Yeah. I died ninth.
God is approaching victory.
Victory is at hand, God's willing. Marking our surroundings.
One shot, you got that one shot.
You can keep trying, but I've seen it all. And you always end up in the dirt.
That's the other guy, it's not.
Need to recharge my shields. Look out, grenade.
Brother. I got the wings key, man. The wings.
Marking our surroundings.
Next time, give me a challenge, please.
All Father, give me sight.
I stick a fork in you and you're done. Ugh, great, now I'm hungry.
We have our Apex champions.
My camera's out of focus, so it looks like.
Ang gabi ay lilipas din at liwanag ang papalit.
Fly fighter, the end is decided. Trust it.
If there's dirty deeds need doing, I'll do them dirt cheap.
I'm sorry about that, amigo. Get respawned so I can chase you down again.
I can change direction.
Recharging my shields. One sec.
All Father, give me some.
There's two more on left side. God, no! Why'd you turn around? I was gonna give him that choice, to be honest. Turn around last second.
Knuckle cluster out. Serving him a knuckle sandwich.
Sorry about that, amigo. Get respawned so I can chase you down again.
Kind of sucks for another person getting.
Pointing me knuckle cluster.
Recharging my shields. Taking a moment to recharge my shields.
point even holding this control?
The old phase and the new. I will use both to guide us.
Zone C has been captured.
They stole that zone. Get amped. We're attacking this zone from me. That zone is ours now. Tossing jump drive. Throwing a frag. Popping the chimney.
I'm the only guy who's being. That's crazy. Oh no, actually, we all did the same thing.
Zone B has been neutralized.
Looking for supplies
Zone
here.
A has been
Take this
captured.
zone. Enemy there.
Zone B
Frag
has
out.
been captured.
Frag. Pop and smoke. Recharging my shields. Give my shields a recharge. Give me a sec. Recharging shields.
We neutralize the zone. We fight well today.
Zone A has been captured.
Pop and smoke. Give me a sec. Recharging shields.
Charging my shields.
Recharging shields.
Thermite grenade sent.
Oh, big.
That was impressive. I hope my creator saw it.
Mobile respawn beacon event starting.
Recharging my shields. Their zone's neutralized. Another notch in our belt.
I don't think that works.
Captured.
Zipping out of the Trident, kind of.
Simple. Let's go back again.
Spawn beacon. Zone B captured.
Here we go.
I'm sorry you lost, but look on the bright side. I won.
Neutralized. Neutralized.
Who's ready to fly on a zip line? I am. Recharging shields.
Scanning the area.
And shortly.
Taking a moment to recharge my shields.
Let's do some shopping. Enemy here. Grenade out.
We neutralized us. Recharging shields.
Recharging shields.
Mobile respawn beacon expired. Leader. Throwing.
Using jump drive.
No, how does this affect they capture the R spawn? Again. How do they keep the R spawn? How do they keep capturing
That was impressive. I hope my creator saw it.
We're about to fight for his life.
Giving my shields a recharge.
By the gods, we have neutralized this zone.
Setting up a zip line.
Bless me with sight.
Zone C.
So it is a lot easier just to fucking camp here and hold.
A zone is theirs.
Has been captured.
Still lost the game, bro. Crazy, yeah?
We have our Apex champions.
Man, this gaming stuff is too much, bro. I just can't do it no more. I just can't game no more, bro.
I mean, who even thought about trying to do that? I can't be bothered. That's just not funny at all. That's just...
We do not scare easily.
America.
We never bow. We never bend.
You wouldn't believe Jinxie's stats.
How many days do you have on this game? Jinxie, how many days?
Well, you want me to check right now? How do I check? Tell me how to check.
Yes,
I'll
check right now. Go to home button, go to the controller icon, and go down to stats. How many days, bro? Just tell me.
5 seconds left.
Not a lot, bro. 403.
Op 4 has yet to locate a bomb. You have 403 days on this game and you're playing Ying Shotgun, Jinxie. Just think about that shit, bro. Jinxie, you've been playing this game for a year of your life. More than a year, bro. You know how sad that is, bro? Jinxie, maybe this is why you have pepperoni tits and have no girl. Maybe this is why, Jinx.
Wait, why are we bringing up my love life?
You wouldn't.
Guys, as you can see, we are in the mood. We are in the festive period. We've got the little hats on, personalising all of them things there.
Come and sit on my knee.
Sorry.
How often are you skipping legs? I don't know if I understand you guys. How could you not hit legs? I know that you guys are still in the general lifting enthusiast population. So that means that all standard stereotypes are gonna apply to you. So maybe I should post another YouTube poll just to get some intel, but how often are you skipping legs? And in a worst case scenario, if you can count on one hand the amount of times that you have hit legs.
This is the reason why I fucking started recording my gym workout. This guy's the reason. The main one was because I saw the growth, and I was like, okay, if someone like that can get that much growth and just from posting workouts that quick, I can do it too, right? I thought wrong. 30 days of doing it. I really got nothing, so whatever. Gained 2 subscribers, which is amazing, right? I don't know, man. That was awkward, pretty much, you know. Now this is like what streaming. Streaming is what I started with. I'm gonna end like this in the next 15 minutes. This was the beginning, right? All Control 5 streaming. If you guys were here in the beginning, which some of you were, some of you weren't. The beginning of All Control was Twitch. Right here. I was streaming and wanna see this? First time I ever streamed, I have it recorded. Grinding CDL. This is when I was playing with the boys, right? So check this out right here. This was on the freaking PS4. Oh, whatever. You know? This is the first time I ever streamed, you know? Call of Duty match. This is Black Ops Cold War.
Losing Bravo.
2 years ago now.
Okay, right there, on the left side, prawn.
2 years ago. 3 years, man. I don't know how to angles and shit like that. But that was. Here it is. This is right here. This is
Hold on, my phone is about to die. Give me a second. 69 people in there? It feels like
Shit. Drop me some money.
Bro, drop me your cash. I need to get UV,
Oh,
bro.
you want mine?
Yeah, because yes.
I
I have 2,800.
Hola.
Coming in your door under you, Hibiki? Yep. Right there. Guys, about to be. I'm coming.
Where they buy?
Modern Warfare was actually Warzone was actually.
I got him. I got one of them.
Reload.
Oh, what did you?
Above you. Let's go. He's right there.
Oh, I got him. Good. Don't tell me the phone is dead. Man, nigga, what? This one is clutch.
Gas is closing in. Relocating.
This is like, yeah, this is no awareness playing.
I'm going like Monday with my dad, so it doesn't make sense to go Friday, you know?
Yeah.
I miss these days. I didn't take this shit that seriously. If I would have, man, 3 years of growth coming to now would have been insane. And now this was 3 years ago, right? Is there a date on here I can look at? There's no date, it looks like. But that's 2020. 3 years of growth. Right for this, I could have probably made it. I could definitely. I know I could have, man. You know, it'd be the same thing as I think I'm doing now. Now I'm back to being here in the garage, right? Nowhere near being an entitled person or an entitled kid. I wasn't raised that way. But it's funny now where it's like streaming is the thing. The next 10 minutes, I must be the next 10 minutes. All right. Now it's this is what I gotta do now. You know, I tried doing gym stuff, you know, which is like I don't know why I did it. It didn't make sense to me, I guess you could say, but I did it for about a month almost. It looks like. I realized that it's not really. The reason I'm doing this is because of the hype around a random dude. Mainly this guy here. This guy going from like in 1 year going from having like no viewers at all, right? To fucking blowing up like halfway through here. He's getting barely any views and then he like blew up. He has almost how many videos? 305 videos. So I think he said he didn't post very often in the beginning. Like once a week it looks like. And then he like blew up around March, April, this shit looks like. Yeah, like May he blew up. And boom, started getting an insane amount of views, boom, subscribers, all that stuff. And you know, He has a channel. Seems like the Clips channel. Say it's not him, but like these shorts that they post have been blowing his channel up like crazy. Like this has been bringing in a lot of traction for his channel. So it's like helping him out a lot. I wouldn't be shocked if this is actually his account, like or I guess he has like a, he owned one of these accounts eventually and started posting like clips of his workouts and stuff like that, and I think it actually blew up. Wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised. But it's like seeing that, okay, now I'm like, oh, I want to film it. I want to film another gym video now. But nah, dude, that shit is boring as fuck. That shit isn't entertaining for me at all. I don't like watching those videos. Like, I don't like watching these videos. Watching a gym workout of me working out.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't expect it. Like I guess I was thinking about it. Because, you know, I'm not getting any views, I guess. And then I kind of realized, well, no.
But I think next year it's better to have a realistic goal. You know, this is not really who I am, to be honest. Like, I like going to the gym, cool. But I'm not like one of those guys who's trying to become a bodybuilder or trying to become some kind of crazy steroid juiced up influencer on Instagram or something like that. You know, posting those kind of pictures and trying to get people to buy my program. You know, I'd rather just do this stream. This is what I've been doing since I was a fucking kid. Wanted to do since I was a kid. So it's like there's no need for motivation to actually do this because I already want to do it. You know, instead of going to the gym, being nervous, recording, or saying that I made an excuse for that, saying that I wanted to get better at speaking. But in reality, at the gym, who am I speaking to? Like a camera with no audience, like really there, right? You know, and like I never feel good when I'm recording at the same time. So it's like there's no reason to actually feel wrong in the gym. It's more of a time for me to focus on the workout. You know, just time for not be posting stuff. And plus, it's like privacy reasons. That's not even. Yeah, that's a whole different thing, though. I don't mind being in other people's gym videos, and I might post some videos here and there, but that's not something I would do consistently. Like, I gotta think long term. Like, what's the long term goal? After all this hype's gone, you know. I need to grow up. Really need to grow up. Even though this is considered to be childish, streaming, gaming, all that stuff, but gotta be realistic now. Be real. Is this childish? No. This is a fucking. This is more an adult thing to do than like sitting at home, having a job that pays the same thing every single day. Like, I mean, that's cool and all. That's what adults do. But they're the ones who are watching me or the content creators or other people trying to make videos, right? So it's like, you know, no, there's no shame in this, man. No shame in this. There's no need for that here or anywhere. Yeah, we all got a different journey, you know. Or anywhere. No way, no reason for any hate and stuff like that. So I'm not putting down work. Jobs are cool. I have a job and I like my job, you know. I like working. But long term, do I really see myself doing it? I mean, and you could also say the same thing for this. Like long term is gonna last long term. Is this game of streaming is this gonna last long term? Like like, this is definitely a game, right? You're trying to maintain relevance and maintain viewership for a very long time. At the same time, also have people watching you and you entertaining them, and you understanding that everyone's their time is precious. Their time is very precious, and everyone's time is very precious. So it's on their own, right? So it's like that, Gotta provide some form of entertainment or some form of a reason for people to want to watch. Don't know if like how long this is gonna go on. That's the biggest question ever. This can go on forever, forever, never, never. I'm not gonna take it seriously though. This is just for fun. So, just for entertainment purposes. Serious stuff. Serious stuff. That's all I'm gonna say. Probably can stream less and not play video games, because whenever I play games, I get a fucking massive headache, and it takes too much of my brain, messes up my thought process whenever I'm thinking stuff like that. So, this is that's it. Thanks for watching. Peace.